Hi, this is Richard here. So this is a series of videos where I'm going to talk about the full setup on how I deadbait for pike, through from rods, nets, deadbaiting, and what essential equipment that you need for pike safety as well. It's going to be a series of videos. I'm all going to put them on a playlist so it's easy for people to watch specifically what area or aspect of pike fishing that they're interested in. I hope you find this video helpful. I'm no expert, I'm just trying to help, and if this video helps one person, then it's been a huge success. If anybody's seen anything that I'm doing and think that they could do something a bit slightly different, leave a comment. We're all here to help each other. But most importantly, I hope this video is helpful and I hope you enjoy it. Tight lines. So in this part of the video I'm going to talk about general tips and advice when it comes to pike fishing, and I'm going to give you 3 tips. The third tip is going to be a method that's going to catch you not only bigger pike, but it's going to catch you a lot more pike. The first tip of today, as I briefly mentioned in one of the previous videos regarding nets, as you can see in this video, the main purpose of having a net as well, and having it large as a 42-inch net, is going to give the pike room to rest. So that's really important as well. When you're playing the fish in, it tires the pike out, but you've also got to take its health into consideration. You've got to give it plenty of time to rest. So having a large 42-inch net gives it plenty of time to rest in the net. Also, when it comes to pike, they like to roll in the net, as you can see in this part of the video. So what I'll do is, on the end of my line I've got a clip going to the wire trace. As soon as the pike's safely in the net and it's safe to do so, and then hooks are not exposed, I'll unclip my line away from the wire trace. The reason for this being is it stops the braid wrapping around the pike and causing damage to the pike. And that means it gets your rod and line out the way, and you're then free to put the pike on, unhook them up and get the hooks out. Tip 2 today is about the rods. As I briefly mentioned about different comparisons of different sizes of rods, the main difference in being what's going to suit the angler's personal preference is basically a 12-foot rod is going to be more suited to get a further distance cast, and it's also better for larger baits. Whereas if you've got a 10-foot rod, that's better suited to smaller baits and if you don't need to cast a far distance. But as I've mentioned before, having a bait boat, you can then get a 10-foot rod and use that to your advantage, because you can then put the bait in the bait boat and send out, so you don't need to really cast with a 10-foot rod. So there's ways around it, but in general a 12-foot rod is better suited to get a further cast and for bigger baits. When it comes to this time of year as well, one of the things you need to take into consideration is how to keep warm. So getting yourself a good bivvy, it's probably recommended trying getting a bivvy with an over up, which is going to then keep heat in the bivvy as well. Also, I've got my thermals on, so keeping warm is going to be essential this time of year. You can use different methods, as in like using like a gas heater, but the problem with that is you need to make sure you've got plenty of ventilation for the fumes, because that can be quite dangerous. In one of the previous videos I was talking about bait runner reels and proper bite indication and stuff like that. There's one other way that you can do it. You can have an open bait arm. The reason for this purpose being is there's going to be less resistance. Also, if you've got your drag set to fully loose, sometimes even if a pike is strong enough and takes a line fast, sometimes it can actually drag your rod. It's happened in the past with people. I've not experienced it, but I do know there's been people out there where their rod's been even dragged in the water because the pike's picked the bait up and run that fast. So having an open bail arm, as you can see in this part of the video, with a proper backdrop indicator, it means you're going to get less resistance, but straight away you're going to be able to see if you get a bite, because the backdrop indicator is going to drop as soon as the line starts going, and also your bait alarm is going to sound as well. Now for tip number 3, it's going to not only catch you more pike, that I believe, but you've stand a good chance of catching bigger pike. In the last few trips that I've been out, the Becker's caught 2 cracking pikes. You've got one at 18.6 and another one at 17 pound odds. The methods on that, it comes down to bait oils. A lot of people have got a theory that it either works or it doesn't. In my opinion, I believe that it does work. And the way to get proper oils to work is to get a better scent. Mix up your bait oils, and also if you've got any blood left over from the packets of dead bait, pour that in. In my tub that I've got a wee bottle of bait oil, and in that tub I've actually got a mackerel head chopped up and in it. so it's fermenting, it's getting a stronger scent, and in my opinion, doing that type of thing is going to get you a lot more scent, it's going to get you more attraction. And what I've found over the years is I've caught a lot more pike doing that method. So bait oils definitely work. Also, as you can see here, if you get any old bait that's got what they call a bit of frostbite to it and it starts to look a bit not the best, you've got these different spray oils that you can use. Not only does it add a bit of colour and brings that dead bait back to looking a bit better, it adds an extra scent as well. So bait oils, injecting your bait, these are something that I find from personal experience catches me a lot more pike, but not only that, you catch a lot bigger pike if you've got a better, stronger scented bait. So when it comes to your bait, I've already stabbed this when it was frozen. Now it's thawed out, it is oozing out a wee bit of natural scent from the actual fish, but you want to increase that by adding in some type of oil. So now that it's thawed out, I'm just going to go to where its stomach is there. I'm just going to inject this with a wee bit. As you can see, it's starting to ooze out where I'd stabbed it earlier. That's enough just to draw the fish in. So I'm now going to put a bit under the skin, and that's what you're looking for. When it comes to your dead bait, not only using pike oils and stuff like that, as other ways that you can present the bait. There's three methods that I like. You can either put the dead bait directly on the bottom, which will work perfectly fine. A wee bit of bait oil and stuff like that will be efficient, you'll catch. But there's other ways that you can do it to get a wee bit more advantage. So you can put it on the bottom. The second way is to pop it up. Now when you pop it up, there's three different ways that you can do that. You can inject air directly into the stomach, which is then going to be a more natural way to present it to get the bait to float up. You can also use different, for example, you've got this one here which is a foam kit where you put foam in the dead bait, that helps pop it up. A second version to this is where you get the foam and you get like cable ties and you tie it to the dead bait. These two ways isn't my personal preference. It does work, it's very efficient, but it's just not my personal preference at the moment. If I'm going to pop it up, I would either use direct air into the stomach, or you can buy these wee, I forget the name of them, so forgive me, but you can buy these wooden sticks that go into the dead bait and it helps pop it up as well. That I find is a wee bit more effective, and that's more my personal preference at the moment. For the pike is floats. So you've got your floats, you can, different sizes and stuff like that. That's called ledgering. You can do it that type of method where you're using the float as a bite indicator as also. As soon as you see that float under, you know you've got a pike type of thing. You can float, but there's also other types of floats which are called drifter floats. So as it sounds, it'll drift, it'll carry your bait a wee bit of a distance, cover more area, more scent in the water. They tend to be a good effective way of catching pike as well. So the three main methods when it comes to dead baiting and presenting your bait, either directly on the bottom, popping it up, or floating it down from the surface on a float. These are all effective ways to fish for the pike, and in my personal opinion, using different scented bait oils is also going to have an advantage as well. The more scent you can get in the water, it's going to draw the fish in. So this video is just general tips and advice when it comes to pike fishing. I hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable. Till next time, tight lines, and thanks for watching.